Quizás fue usted uno de los miles de puertorriqueños que en días recientes tuvo la oportunidad de observar estas peculiares naves volando bajito entre las montañas y a lo largo de las playas de Puerto Rico. Publicaciones en las redes sociales confirman haberlos divisado en municipios como Cabo Rojo, Yauco, Barranquitas, Aybonito, Comerío y a lo largo de toda la costa norte, oeste y sur de Puerto Rico. Yeah. ¡Woo! Pero ¿qué son y qué hacen aquí estas máquinas de guerra? Para ello nos adentramos en la Base Aérea Muñiz en San Juan, donde encontramos a un especializado grupo de la Fuerza Aérea de los Estados Unidos, dispuestos a contestar todas nuestras preguntas.
Lieutenant Andrew Bowman. We're assigned to the 75th Fighter Squadron, based out of Moody Air Force Base in Georgia. And we're here as part of our expeditionary wing, doing a lot of joint training and getting just an experience to get outside of the continental U.S. and to train with foreign partners, but also getting to work with the National Guard unit here in Puerto Rico in an environment that we're not used to home station, and seeing the challenges of logistics and operations coming together into one exercise to successfully use this future combat and to kind of lead that example for the rest of the Air Force of how do we mesh these things together to be able to employ this in the future in an actual tactical sense.
Soy Coronel Sean Behrman. Mi puesto tradicional es comandante del Grupo 23, los Tigres Voladores, y en este ejercicio soy el vicecomandante del ala adelante. Puerto Rico es una isla buenísima, tiene muchas montañas, las playas, agua azul, y hay nubes y poco lluvia, y para volar entre las nubes y la tierra en un aeroespacio generalmente libre de otros aviones y donde podemos volar en cualquier cosa, en cualquier lugar, es buenísimo para nosotros. La oportunidad de hacer los ejercicios aquí desde San Juan como una base principal y volar en otros lugares o otras bases más rudimentarias como en Ceiba, en Aguadilla o también en la República Dominicana y Jamaica. Es una buena oportunidad para practicar algunas tácticas para nosotros.
Mi nombre es Sargento Jorge Rodríguez, puertorriqueño, nacido y criado en Arecibo. Yo soy el superintendente de los planes de la base Moody Air Force Base en Georgia. Pues yo tengo un primo que él estaba en la Fuerza Aérea, él era mecánico de este avión A-10 en este escuadrón que estamos aquí. Y siempre me gustó la idea de viajar el mundo, y no hay mejor forma de viajar el mundo de ser parte de la Fuerza Aérea Americana. Para este ejercicio yo fui uno de los que coordinó el viaje. Como yo soy de aquí, de la isla, pues vine antes de tiempo, me reuní con la Guardia Nacional para ver cuáles eran sus capacidades y qué equipo nosotros tenemos que traer para nosotros poder hacer este ejercicio. Pues me siento muy feliz y para mí es un honor estar aquí con el Escuadrón 75 de los Flying Tigers, de los Tigres Voladores. Este avión no estaba aquí en Puerto Rico desde 1985, el año en que yo nací. Y para mí es muy importante traer este avión para que el pueblo de Puerto Rico lo vea, y me siento muy orgulloso de estar aquí y poder estar con mi gente.
We get a lot of swamps back in Georgia, a lot of pine trees, so getting to come out here and experience the island life and a little bit of challenges that brings to how we operate with unusual airfields that we don't are not fully set up for us necessarily with the facilities and the resources that we're usually accustomed to.
Y hay nubes y poco lluvia, y para volar entre las nubes y la tierra en un aeroespacio generalmente libre de otros aviones y donde podemos volar en cualquier cosa, en cualquier lugar, es buenísimo para nosotros.
Okay. All right, so this is the A-10C Thunderbolt, commonly known as the Warthog. We'll just start right at the front. I guess what we're really known for in the A-10 is this is the GAU-8 Avenger Gatling gun. It uses a 30 millimeter bullet to hold up to about 1,150 rounds in our drum. And you can kind of see the radius of the bullet, and roughly about that long. We'll carry about 1,150 of those with about 3,900 rounds a minute we can fire. The gun itself generally goes from the tip there the whole way back to roughly about here. And that includes the drum, all the gear systems and whatnot, and the big drum sits right about here. And that holds all the shells, so we never actually dispense any of the shells. It recycles it back into the drum, and so they download all the shells, so we never actually expel anything onto the ground. The gun itself, if you'll notice, is slightly off-centered from the center line of the actual aircraft, and that is so that we can actually have a more precise shot with the gun. So the bullets actually come out of this position here, which is aligned with the center line of the aircraft to keep it more stable. And so that is exactly perfectly aligned, and so that when we shoot, we have a nice clean shot and we can be very accurate with that. Kind of continuing around this side. So we got the cockpit. What the A-10 is really known for is its survivability in combat. What we sit in is a titanium bathtub, if you want to call it that. So that protects us from small arm fire from the ground. Yeah, so you'll notice what we call 11 stations on the aircraft, and that's what each of these mounts are. So we have what we call 11 hard points, starting from 1 off to the left, the whole way to 11 on the right wing. And that just is like an attachment that we can put various things on, whether that be bombs, rockets, missiles, and the likes. Yep. So these are some of our just training munitions that we use on a daily basis just to do practice. Nothing actually comes off the jet. It's purely for practice at that point. This is an AGM-65 Maverick that we use primarily for a lot of times an anti-tank missile, if you say that. This is just kind of a mock air-to-air missile that we use for training. And then some of these other ones are just for, right now we have this in our travel configuration, so this is just a cargo compartment to put our bags in when we travel around. So the side opens up and we just put our backpacks and whatnot in it. So that's actually nothing more than just a suitcase for us.
But if I may, you could use that too as a fuel tank.
We have those separately. Okay. This one specifically cannot turn itself into a fuel tank, but we have ones
that take this one off and put a fuel tank.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, we have external fuel tanks that we can use for longer distance flights, so we don't have to use necessarily an air-to-air refueling with a tanker or continuously stop at various airfields to refuel on the ground. And then we got our two big engines, the TF-34. We have two of those, and I'm sure you've seen pictures of various instances where taken a lot of battle damage in the years, and the A-10 can still fly with a lot of structural damage, and we trained to flying with a single engine, and it's built to pretty much take a beating completely in-op and still fly on one engine. It's an incredible plane. The survivability of it is just absolutely incredible, and it's been time tested and proven in combat as well.
I guess that's it, right?
That's
yeah. Basically the main thing. So Leslie, just to wrap it up, you have any particular experience that you have had in this airplane that always pops into your mind whenever you think about it?
I think the one that most people will ever say is the first time they shoot the gun. That's always a memorable moment. We get our iconic A-10 patch when we shoot the gun, and they take it and smear it in gun grease, and you gotta keep that for the rest of your life. So that's always a memorable moment when you get to shoot it for the first time and actually see it impact on the ground, the smoke, the smell in the cockpit through your oxygen mask, and the whole plane shaking. So that'll always live in each A-10 pilot's minds. But just being able to your first mission where you're working with guys on the ground or getting to go through various upgrades and see different experiences with guys that have been through combat and getting to learn from their wisdom and see what they have to share with the younger generation is always incredible. But that's probably the biggest moment for sure for most people, I would say.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant, again for your time.
Absolutely.
With the audience at NotiCel, and you have a great job.
Thank you. It's a blessing every day, for sure.
Thank you.